Hey everyone, Rick here, and it is time for another Kickstarter project. Rewards unboxing. This time it is Masmorra Dungeons of Arcadia. So this is set in the Arcadia Quest universe, and it is a dungeon crawler. So super exciting, obviously fantasy theme, love that. Arcadia Quest is an excellent game, and they had a Kickstarter for Masmorra, a dungeon crawler set in that universe. So you got the Arcadia Quest goodness added to a dungeon crawl. Now, from what I heard, Masmorra was actually a game that already existed, and now, cool mini or not, put it out with the Arcadia Quest universe and figures and all that good stuff. So, this just arrived today. You've probably have seen this several times. There were a lot of unboxing videos, reviews, playthroughs, the Watch It Played series, you know, from Rodney Smith. He did an excellent learn to play rules overview, so it'd be really cool to see him actually do this game in one of his playthrough videos as well. But we're just going to go ahead and take a look and see what is all in Masmorra. So first, this is just the core set, the base game itself. The colors in this game are just pretty incredible. So obviously the first thing you see is the rule book. As with all cool mini or not games, you got the full color rules, the contents overview, and a very nicely laid out rule book with everything you need to know. Lots of diagrams and pictures, it looks like, which is fantastic. It's not too hefty of a rule book. Looks like just over 25, 26 pages or so. Very nice looking artwork throughout. So after you get past the rules, you have a little sheet here. This is going to be your level up sheet, so you can keep track of your experience. Several thick tile sheets with the game tiles and all the different counters. We will crack that open in just a second. And then, of course, what would a dungeon crawl be without your heroes and their corresponding hero cards? This is a really neat dice allocation game with a dice allocation mechanic where you'll be rolling the dice, placing the dice on your character card to do various things. Some of them have the option of docking dice there to do a little something extra. All of them are unique. They all have their own different abilities. And once you get past that, already looks like a really nice insert in here. So we also have some of these cards. These look like they are various monsters. Now there are going to be monster dice, so that's one thing some people weren't absolutely pleased with, is that the dice or the monsters in this game are represented by dice. So you'll have your six-sided dice. Each side of the die is going to be a different monster, so let's look at those next. Here is your dice pack. And as you can probably assume, there's a lot more blue dice than there are of these orange dice, which means that yes, the blue dice are going to be the easier monsters to face. So for example, here is one of the blue dice, and you have all the different sides of it representing different monsters. When you roll them, you'll see who populates in the dungeon, which is actually kind of a neat idea. Different than, you know, drawing cards as you might in any of the Dungeons & Dragons adventure game sets. And then you have your orange dice, so those are going to be, I assume, probably some tougher opponents. Just depicted with images there on the dice. Some people have said they are going to use miniatures. So when you roll the dice, you find out who is going to be attacking you on your tile. You would normally put the dice on the tile, but you could then perhaps swap out a miniature. Then a deck of cards. We will get into the cards as well. Looks like there's a couple different things on the cards. So that's great. We also have these little things. These are the little pieces that you'll actually use on that level up sheet. And it looks like they stack, which of course is handy when you and maybe one of your opponents are on the same space. That way you can easily stack them. And there's, looks like one for each of the different player colors. So what is this, 6 different colors? And you have all the stacking pieces, so you can put them right on your little level up sheet. In addition, you have these awesome heart tokens that you will use to represent life points on your character card. As you can see, there are these various spots that you will be denoting how many hit points your character has taken, one in each of the different player colors, and also some of these, they do those to denote whose character's who, these bases that'll clip right to the bottom of the miniature. And here are some nifty attack dice. These are your action dice, so you'll have your move points, you'll have the swords, the shields, basically all your different kinds of actions, in addition to potions. So if you roll the potions, you can use those to heal. And then of course, the figures. So what does this game play? Up to 5, I think, out of the base box. Yes, 1 to 5. So you could play this solo, but these figures just look fantastic. So here is an example of one of the wizard characters, obviously done in that super deformed chibi style, but there's a lot of detail on these guys. I can see people just painting the heck out of them. There's 2. So yeah, not a whole lot of miniatures in the core set. Obviously with stretch goals, and we will get into all the various Kickstarter exclusives, that is definitely going to change. Again, probably fewer figures because there are dice representing the monsters instead of figures. So that, and I mean, these are just your plain black and white dice, but oh yes, there will be multiple colors. So we can just slip all that back into the box for now and take a look at some of these cards and tiles and see what we've got. So with the cards, looks like there's a couple different kinds of cards here. You'll notice there's a top and a bottom on these, so you'll have some options with what you're doing, and different colors, also experience points. That might be, I think one of the tactics was to save maybe some of those cards for at the end. Obviously you'll be seeing who's ahead in experience points on the track, but then at the end of the game I believe you can then start playing these cards that have experience on there to jump ahead, and people might not know what cards you have there. But then there's also these. These actually, yes, are the various abilities. So when you are playing the game and you do level up or whatever, for each character they have different cards that you will slide. And I know this card does not go with this guy, but you'll see at the top of these sheets there are 2 card spaces, so as they level up you'll be scooting these cards up, and then that'll give them some extra abilities. So that's kind of a neat idea. And then below those looks like just a whole bunch more of these various abilities. And then what are these? These are apparently different kind of events, different kind of maybe bad things that could happen to you, so you'll probably be drawing from those at some point. And actually, it actually looks like maybe some of those are more for Arcadia Quest. Because yes, you can use some of these characters, actually I believe all of them, in Arcadia Quest if you want. If you didn't believe there were enough figures already in the Arcadia Quest universe, it looks like there's some crossover cards here that you can then use these figures in Arcadia Quest. So that is fantastic if you love variety. So then we actually get into the tiles and the tokens. So first off, we have a gigantic tile here, lots of coins and all sorts of other tokens. Obviously a lot of the larger rooms here and the smaller rooms. And you'll notice they are double-sided because most of the time in the stack they will be face down. The top, I believe, tile in the stack is going to be face up, so you know what's going to come next when you're exploring. And I believe these ones with the runes on them actually denote a space where you will then place one of these larger tiles, but you'll start out by placing the smaller ones. And there's a start tile in there somewhere as well where you will begin your quests. So that is all the various tiles in the game as well. So once you get accustomed to the base game, here is the stretch goal box. I don't know if these are Kickstarter exclusive. It could be. It has the KS insignia down there. And of course, what's in here? Well, there's upgraded components, and there are much more different monster dice, so you have the corresponding charts to give you a little further detail. There's a whole pack of those on what each of the various monsters will do, and then obviously tons more hero figures. So in addition to the 5 that come in the base game, some of these just look really cool, and their corresponding character cards as well. Also, more cards. Obviously, you'll need the level up cards for those additional heroes. And, of course, more monster dice. Now, there's different colors of monsters in here, so that must mean something. Some 3D treasure chest tokens that you can put out on the board instead of the cardboard cards, and of course, instead of the punch-out cardboard coins, you got your customary... Are these maybe the same coins that you'll find in Arcadia Quest? I don't know. I don't know if these are Masmorra exclusive coins, but nice to replace those cardboard coins with those. A couple more regular dice there in case you need them. Maybe someone's ability will give you the opportunity to roll even more dice. But all that was in addition to the base game. I'm sure that some of those, if not all of the characters, are Kickstarter exclusive heroes. And then we also have a lot of add-ons. I went ahead and grabbed several various add-on packs, such as the Adventurers set. So what do you suppose is inside the Adventurers set? Could it be more Adventurers? So yes, in addition to the base game figures and the Kickstarter stretch goal exclusive heroes, you also could pick up, this will be at retail I believe, the Adventure set, which contains even more heroes. Looks like 5 of them in there. There's more tiles, it looks like, below those as well. More level up cards, and of course the hero cards as well for those additional adventurers. So, in addition to more heroes, we also have a promo dice set. What is this? This is an extra set that comes with 2 copies of each of the 4 Kickstarter exclusive monster dice. So apparently those are the Kickstarter exclusive dice. More copies of those. I just grabbed one of each add-on. I don't even know if some of them are necessary because, like that said, that's just more copies of what you would get in the game if you back the Kickstarter. Here is an extra bonus pack of the treasure chest. They said you probably will be fine with the chests that come in the game, but if you wanted to use these in other games, you could. And so it's just nice to have more of those 3D chests. So in addition to the more variety in the heroes, there is also the more variety in the monsters. So this whole box is going to come with, and again, this will be found at retail also, all of the various additional monsters. Again, these sheets are going to explain what each of the various faces on the monster die goes a little more into detail on those. Oh, this is really cool. Looks like a couple of dice bags for the monsters. I'm loving this blue one. That is gorgeous. And of course, here are the extra monster dice in various colors. Looks like there's another tile and another token in that pack. So that all looks fantastic as well. So, in addition to the monsters and dice set, if you want to use these, a lot of these expansion heroes in the regular Arcadia Quest game, here is your Arcadia Quest crossover kit. And in here, what do we have? I assume probably all the hero material necessary. Ah, yes. So, oh no, I was wrong. This is not a kit to bring these figures over to Arcadia Quest because apparently that material's already in here somewhere. This is actually to use the Arcadia Quest heroes in Masmorra. Holy cow! So in addition to all the heroes in the base game, in the expansion packs, and of course in addition to all of your Arcadia Quest heroes already, big thick pack of hero cards and level up cards for all your Arcadia Quest heroes to use in this dungeon crawler. That is really cool. We also have this plastic token pack. So apparently some of these pieces and counters are represented by cardboard punch-out counters, but you can pick this up at retail, I believe, as well, to replace it with just higher quality plastic tokens. So that's nice. I like a little more durability in my components. Then there is this special figure. So I was mentioning Watch It Played. Rodney Smith, obviously his son Luke, plays with him in some of the playthroughs. They did a Luke figure, Luke the Lucky, so that's going to be his figure and all the stuff you need to play with it in this Masmorra dungeon crawl. So, but that's not all. We also have, and I think this is it, instead of those plain old black and white dice, like we saw, you know, with the feet, the potions, the swords, the magic, the shields, we have a full set in each of the various player colors, so no more sharing dice. Each player will have their own color, full set of the dice they can roll for themselves, one in each of the 5 player colors. So that is excellent. That is also more than likely a retail release. So that is it for Masmorra Dungeons of Arcadia. I am super excited to get this to the table because I am a huge fan of dungeon crawls. And tomorrow, game night, we are going to be playing one of the Dungeons & Dragons adventure games, specifically the first one, Castle Ravenloft. And then I was on just a dungeon crawl kick, so hopefully I can get the rules of this down and we can maybe play it on a subsequent game night. But this, as messy and disorganized as it is everything that I picked up, one of every add-on and everything that came in the base game for Masmorra Dungeons of Arcadia. So that is just going to be a lot of fun, and super excited to bring in, I mean, good lord, you talk about variety. Look at this thick pack of cards. Look at this thick pack of character sheets. Can you imagine? You could maybe draft characters, do whatever you want. That is just awesome. I just love how they do these crossover packs between their various games. But again, folks, that is Masmorra Dungeons of Arcadia. Thank you so much for watching. Lots more Kickstarter videos to come. We have, what, Sword and Sorcery from Ares Games, Folklore. There's also the Widower's Wood from Privateer Press. That's going to be really cool. A new Fleet Commander game. I could go on and on. Lots of Kickstarter games still to arrive. Can't wait to unbox those over the coming months. Thank you all so much for watching as always, and until next time.